Hi there, this is Sean, the Honest Book Reviewer, with another book review. In this video, we're discussing Something Red, Something Dead, written by Eva Gates. It's book 5 in the Lighthouse Library Murder Mystery series. It's a great cozy mystery series. One of my favourite cozy mystery series, I have to say. And most of that is because of one character called Louise Jane. Unfortunately, in this book, Louise Jane doesn't make a very big appearance. She's not there for many pages. When she's there, she does still kind of be the main focus of those scenes, but she's not there for enough for my liking. So it's not the best book in my opinion in the series. Also, it does get a bit slow in some parts in this book. It gets bogged down in a lot of discussions about an upcoming marriage, and that just drags the storyline a bit. I think less detail about that would have served to make for a better pace in this book. Josie, who's our main character's cousin, is in the middle of her wedding preparations. They're planning the wedding. This is where the story gets bogged down a little bit because it does drag during a lot of those discussions in the book. And we could have shortened those, had less detail on that, had more detail about the mystery even, or just sped up the pace a bit. The wedding plans were going along fine, but they're soon to be interrupted by the arrival of Josie's grandmother. Josie's grandmother, Gloria. She's got some money behind her, but she's a bit of a busybody, a bit of a pushy person as well. She wants to get her way, and she doesn't care what other people think. She just runs over them a bit, and she tends to just over talk them, get her own way, drive herself into people's business. So she's not a very pleasant person. Gloria brings along Mirabelle and Florence. Mirabelle and Florence own an event planning company. They need the business. Their event planning company is not doing very well, so they need Josie to hire them. And they're not going to give up without a big fight, and they're going to force their way onto Josie anyway. It just seems like if Josie says no, it really doesn't matter. They're going to do it anyway, and they'll charge Josie for it. It just seems to be in the cards. So as you can imagine, Josie's not very happy. Josie wanted a small wedding that didn't cost a lot of money. But now it seems like she's going to have to pay for a bigger wedding and this big brash wedding that she doesn't want. So at the bridal shower, which she didn't want a very big bridal shower, so she kind of gets away by not having a huge bridal shower, but it's bigger than she wanted. She makes her own desserts. So if you remember Josie from previous books in this series, she owns her own bakery. She makes the desserts for the bridal shower and takes them along. After the bridal shower, not long after, someone falls very ill and collapses. And they rush to hospital and they end up dying. What they find out is that they died from one of the desserts that Josie made. So immediately suspicion falls on Josie because she was upset with a lot of people and she was upset with the person who died. So she's suspected of the murder. So of course our main character has to set about proving her friend's innocence. In my opinion, the most engaging part of this book was the huge crack that was developing in the library wall. There's a huge crack developing in the library wall. It's getting bigger and bigger, and it's splitting further and further apart as time goes on. That is, for me, very engaging because they're not sure if they can repair this big crack in the library wall. And if they can't repair it, they're going to have to shift the library away from the lighthouse. That's very engaging and it really hooked me in because I want them to keep the library in the lighthouse. So they get a contractor in to have a look, and the contractor's trying to get a quote together and ends up being very expensive. The repairs are going to be very expensive and they can't afford it. So they've got to work out how they can get the money. So there's a bit of a cliffhanger. Are they going to get enough money to save the lighthouse? Can they repair the wall? And I found that so engaging, and I found that was keeping me on the edge of my seat. Can they save this library? So Gloria is a very big character. She's very loud. She is vibrant. She's quite fun. So even though she's quite bossy and people don't get along with her very much, she's quite fun in the book because she just creates big scenes. She creates a little bit of mayhem as well. That's a bit entertaining for the reader. She has a bit of growth in this book as well. So as the book goes on, she has a bit of a change of heart, and I found that very good character growth. And I do wonder if this character will return in future books. I think it'd be good to see her come back, because she does make an impact, sometimes negative, sometimes positive, but I just found her a very big character, fills the pages. You can picture her very easily when you read her in this book. I thought she's very cleverly written, and I just wish that she'd come back in future books. Mirabelle is a character that stands out for all the wrong reasons. She's man-hungry, very opinionated, very loud, flashes her money around a lot. She makes a great murder victim, and she's a murder victim in this book. And she makes a great victim because she puts a lot of people offside, and especially Josie, the main suspect. So we have a few suspects, but because Mirabelle and Josie had so much conflict, in the first part of this book, Mirabelle was just written very well to bring that out into the story. A very well written character. A bit of a shame that she wasn't there for longer in the book, but you can see why the author chose her as a victim, because she makes a big impact, a big negative impact. She's very brash, very loud, but she fills the pages when she's there, and you can picture her as well. I want to mention Ellen in this video. Ellen is a regular character throughout the series, and she's Lucy's aunt and Josie's mother. I like Ellen. She's that character that's a rock for the other characters. They go to her when they need a friendly ear or good advice, or just a shoulder to lean on. And I do like that in this book. Cozy Mysteries need that type of character. She's a good character in her own right as well. She can be opinionated. She's very strong. She has her fun moments as well. And she just seems to always be there as a support role. And I wonder if we'll have a book where Ellen becomes more of a main character, where the author draws her out a bit more and we see more of her in a leading role. That'd be quite interesting to see. But I don't know what kind of storyline would have that happen, because Ellen is such a, peaceful character and a stable character. I'm not sure how you'd draw her out or what method you'd use to do that. While this isn't my favourite book in the series, one reason, not enough Louise Jane, and two reasons, the wedding plans dragged the pace down a bit, and I found the crack in the library wall more engaging than the murder mystery in this book. But all the characters are written very well, and that storyline about the crack in the lighthouse wall, I found that riveting. I rate this a 4 out of 5. It's another very good book in this series. This book seems quite stable, seems to be running on a very good run of really interesting and engaging books. As I go through every book in this series, I will do a book review and put it up on my channel. If you don't want to miss out on those videos, check out my channel and subscribe. Also check out the Cozy Mystery playlist on my channel. It should be on your screen now.